Fleetwood Mac's early years, the foundation of a musical legacy. Fleetwood Mac, one of the most enduring and influential rock bands in history, began their journey far removed from the polished, radio-friendly sound that would later define their greatest hits. Their early years, rooted in the gritty world of British blues, were a time of experimentation, musical evolution, and the building of a foundation that would eventually lead to global superstardom. The story of Fleetwood Mac began in 1967 when guitarist Peter Green, drummer Mick Fleetwood, and bassist John McVie, all former members of John Mayall's Bluesbreakers, decided to strike out on their own. Peter Green, a gifted guitarist and songwriter, envisioned a band that could explore the depths of blues music while adding its own unique twist. The group's name was a tribute to Mick Fleetwood and John McVie, whose rhythm section provided the band's backbone. The early lineup of Fleetwood Mac also included guitarist Jeremy Spencer, whose slide guitar playing complemented Green's fluid style. In these early days, the band was firmly rooted in the British blues boom of the late 1960s. They quickly earned a reputation as one of the most exciting and authentic blues bands in the UK, with performances that showcased their raw talent and passion for the genre. Their self-titled debut album, released in 1968, was a blues purist's dream. Tracks like Shake Your Moneymaker and Long Grey Mare highlighted their dedication to traditional blues while giving it a fresh, youthful energy. The album was well received, establishing Fleetwood Mac as a force to be reckoned with in the British blues scene. Peter Green's brilliance as a songwriter began to shine through with the release of their second album, Mr. Wonderful, 1968. While still heavily blues-focused, Green's compositions hinted at a broader musical vision. It was during this time that Fleetwood Mac achieved their first major hit with Albatross, an instrumental that showcased Green's lyrical guitar playing and the band's ability to step beyond traditional blues boundaries. As the band evolved, they welcomed a third guitarist, Danny Kirwan, who brought a more melodic and experimental approach. Kirwan's arrival coincided with the release of their third album, Then Play On, 1969, a record that blended blues with psychedelic and progressive rock elements. This marked a turning point for Fleetwood Mac as they began to explore a broader sonic landscape. However, the early years of Fleetwood Mac were not without turmoil. Peter Green, the band's creative driving force, struggled with mental health issues and ultimately left the group in 1970. His departure marked the end of an era for Fleetwood Mac, leaving the remaining members to navigate a period of uncertainty. Despite these challenges, Fleetwood Mac's early years laid the groundwork for their future success. The blues-driven sound, the passion for innovation, and the ability to adapt to change would all become defining characteristics of the band. They would go on to reinvent themselves multiple times, but the spirit of their early days remained an integral part of their identity. Subscribe to our channel for more stories about legendary bands and the music that shaped generations.